Top 10 Games of 2002. Please help us grow in this channel and hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. 2002 started seeing a nice trend in the gaming industry. Some big-name games that would later go on to grow into huge franchises started to become part of the mainstream gaming circle. The quality of the game for the time became more focused on going beyond the expectation and delivering on the promises to the gamers. Here is a look at the top games that made waves in 2002. Number 10. Fighting video game Virtua Fighter 4 was developed by Sega. Virtua Fighter 4 is the series' fourth installment. In 2001, the Naomi 2 board was used to debut the game in arcades. On the PlayStation 2 in 2002 and 2003, Sony released Virtua Fighter 4 and Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution as greatest hits. When it first came out, the PlayStation 2 version of the game received a 37/40 rating from Famitsu magazine. All critics agreed that the game deserved its 94 out of 100 Metacritic rating because of its perfect scores from GMR magazine, PSX Nation, and other major publications like Hot Games and GamePro. The game also got perfect reviews from G4 TV and the official PlayStation magazine. In a G4 TV review, they called it the best home console combat experience. The Chicago Tribune's Levi Buchanan dubbed Virtua Fighter for the greatest fighting game since Street Fighter II. Number 9. Metroid Prime is a Nintendo GameCube action-adventure developed by Retro Studios. This is the fourth major Metroid game and the first to employ 3D graphics and a first-person perspective. The game is described as a first-person adventure rather than a first-person shooter by Nintendo. Japan and Europe released a year after North America. Nintendo released Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance on the same day it was released in North America, after an 8-year hiatus. Metroid Prime is situated between Metroid 2, Return of Samus, and the original Metroid. In Metroid Prime, players take on the role of Samus Aran, the series' protagonist and bounty hunter. The second narrative takes place on Talon 4, a planet populated by space pirates. The project was presented by Shigeru Miyamoto and Kensuke Tanabe, two Nintendo employees who visited Retro Studios in Austin in 2000. The game sold over 2.8 million units worldwide and received rave reviews. Number 8. Super Mario Sunshine is a 2002 platformer Nintendo created and manufactured for the GameCube. Super Mario World 2 is the series' second 3D game after Super Mario 64. Yoshiaki Koizumi and Kenta Yuzui directed the game, which was written by Makoto Wada and scored by Koji Kondo and Shinobu Tanaka. The game contains Mario, Toadsworth, Princess Peach, and the 5 Toads. Destroying the island is a villain that looks just like the main hero. Mario is tasked with cleaning up Al Delfino, while protecting Princess Peach, FLUDD. However, the camera and FLUDD technology were criticized by certain reviewers. One of the most popular GameCube titles, it sold over 5 million copies worldwide by 2006. Player's Choice republished it in 2003. This game will be reissued in 2020 as part of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection for the Nintendo Switch. Number 7. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is the fourth skateboarding video game in the Tony Hawk series. It was created by Neversoft and released by Activision in 2002 for the GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox, Game Boy Advance, and PlayStation 2. It came out in 2003 for Windows and Mac OS X. In 2004, Tapwave Zodiac was released. Tony Hawk's Underground came out in 2003. Critics liked the game. Tony Hawk 4 is by far the best skateboarding title around and stands head and shoulders above its Me Too competition, according to IGN. IGN gave the PlayStation 2 version a September 3, 10, citing the larger maps and increased difficulty over Pro Skater 3. Pro Skater 4 was named the best Xbox, PS2, and GameCube game of October 2002. After winning GameSpot's Best Alternative Sports Game for Xbox and Best Alternative Sports Game for GameCube awards, it was nominated for Game of the Year for both consoles. Number 6. Ubisoft Montreal worked on Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell for 2 years, an Xbox exclusive published by Microsoft Game Studios. Ubisoft released the game for the PC, Macintosh, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Game Boy Advance in 2003. The game's light and dark mechanics were inspired by the Metal Gear series and implemented using a modified Unreal Engine 2. The game says high-tech remote teams support elite recon units, like Sam Fisher's Splinter Cell. Stay hidden, avoid guards by taking unusual routes, and distract them with distractions. The first game is a one-on-one. Despite appearing in the game, Tom Clancy had a minor role in its creation. The game's light and dark gameplay required a modified Unreal Engine. Number 5. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem is a psychological horror action-adventure game developed by Silicon Knights and published by Nintendo. It was originally intended for the N64 and will be released on the GameCube on June 24, 2002. It is also Nintendo's first M-rated game since Satoru Iwata became president. The game's mechanics are similar to Resident Evil, but sanity effects help set it apart. Players fight a powerful force bent on enslaving humanity as a variety of characters. Despite critical acclaim and awards, Eternal Darkness was not a commercial success. Nintendo, the publisher and owner of the game's copyright and trademark, cancelled it. After a decade, Silicon Knights folded. Shadow of the Eternals was a spiritual successor to the game, but both Kickstarter campaigns failed. As a result, a project was put on hold. Number 4. Super Mario Advance 2 is a Game Boy Advance remake of the SNES classic Super Mario World. North America and Europe got it first in 2001, then in 2002. It features a remake of the original Mario Bros. Arcade game. It was released on December 14, 2001 in Japan, February 11, 2002 in North America, and April 2002 in Europe and Australia. Other than the fact that the game is now one-player only rather than two-player, there are many other changes to the game. But Luigi could still be used, albeit as a character who can jump higher and run faster than Mario. The game was a hit, selling over 5,460,000 copies worldwide, including 3,290,000 in the US. The game includes the classic Mario Bros. Game, along with other Super Mario Advance games and multiplayer. Number 3.
Rockstar North and Rockstar Games released GTA: Vice City in 2002. It's the fourth main GTA game since 2001's GTA 3. In the single-player story, Tommy Vercetti rises to power after his release from prison and involvement in an ambushed drug deal in 1986. Based on Miami. In the meantime, his conquests of rival organized crime groups help him build his empire. In third-person mode, players can walk or drive around the world. Vice City's open-world design allows players to freely explore the two main islands and the city. The 1980s crack epidemic in Miami, mafia drug lords, glam metal, and real-life people and events. Scarface and Miami Vice, two 1980s movies and TV shows, had a big impact on the game.
Number 2.
Blizzard Entertainment released Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos in July 2002 as a high-fantasy real-time strategy game. Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos is the third installment in the Warcraft series, following Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness and Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos. In July of 2003, the Frozen Throne add-on pack was released. A few years after the events of Warcraft 2, in the fictional world of Azeroth, the Burning Legion recruits an army of the undead under the command of the slain paladin Arthas Menethil to help them conquer the land. On their quest to prevent them from destroying the World Tree, a coalition of human, orc, and elf forces joins forces. A typical real-time strategy, RTS, game involves a player acquiring resources, training units, constructing bases, achieving various goals, and defeating the opposing player. Two new groups, the Night Elves and the Undead, join the previously mentioned humans and orcs as playable characters.
Number 1.
A Link to the Past is a game for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System that was made and published by Nintendo. It is an action-adventure game. For the most part, the story is set a long time before the original Zelda games. For Hyrule to be saved, Link takes on the role of Link. To defeat Ganon and save the descendants of the Seven Sages, Link does this. Playing Zelda 2, the adventure of Link used to be done by side-scrolling. Instead, the game now has a top-down view like the original Legend of Zelda game. There were many different worlds, and things like the Master Sword were made. A Link to the Past, Nintendo's most important game, was a big hit when it came.
This is it for today. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Please leave a comment about what you enjoyed and how I can improve. We will meet again next time. Till then, stay safe, stay happy.